Welcome. It is so wonderful to see you again. Yes, I'm excited. I have a story to tell you. Science fiction space adventure story. And so the movie story begins. Outer space, So it's about me, so I'm the character, I'm the main character, I'm the, what do we call it, protagonist. Of course, oftentimes the worst things happen before you can actually know it. And so it was raining, of course. It was raining because, film noir and all. And indications were that the worst of all possible machines of destruction, a blimp, hydrogen blimp perhaps, or filled with the stuff that balloons are made from, a Zeppelin creature moving across the skies. And every indication was that it was a threat to the fine individuals and peoples of the town and the village and the cities for which it headed. And of course, there was indications that the worst kinds of individuals, criminals, shall we say, were about to steer this thing through to its dastardly end. So I was called on by the administration, by the powers, where I was visiting. So I might mention that my assistant was Mr. Toast, and Mr. Toast, or Ms. Toast, as the case may be. Androgyny is interesting in the science fiction future. We're called upon in an interview where, just because there was a threat, the administration wanted to make sure that everything could possibly be done to diminish the threat. There was a hint that the unfortunately nasty World Crime League was about to do something evil and nasty and bad. And so atop their lair, that's where criminals live, in lairs, the unfortunately nasty World Crime League, evil and nasty and bad. And so, in their lair, they were just plotting, and so as they prepared to plot, they moved out into their Zeppelin, into their blimp, I guess pedestrians call it. That the worst of all possible machines of destruction, a purple green spotted creatures upon. And they moved across the skies, and at that appropriate moment above populous areas, they released the terrible green spotted creatures upon the townships and the like. And well, the terrible green spotted creatures. So we had officially spinning newspapers and attack. Well, the townspeople were all very up at arms and also up at tentacles and the like, and squeaking about, and we had the town fathers and mothers and sisters and brothers indicating to them all that everything is well, everything will be fine, we will do. And so across the plateaus and the streets and the farmlands and the like, we had the terrible spotted, wrinkly, green monster creatures with terrible teeth. Did you say their teeth? Unpleasant teeth, moving through toward the cities and the like, it didn't knock over buildings because they could move through them occasionally for what's that thing that keeps things from habit? Confirmation? No. So the army and the militia and the tanks all were sent out to avert disaster. They fired missiles upon missiles upon missiles. Of course, these were the baby head missiles that were very hard to come by in those days, and those days are in the future, I imagine. But they bounced right off, right through the terrible monsters and creatures that were attacking, and so all looked pretty rough So I said, well, I think this calls for the hammer or the fish. So I kind of, without any discretion, threw the hammer and destroyed those nasty green bubbly creatures and the like, and they all fell apart. And I could see they were trying to get away and also trying to do probably some other worse, nasty, monstrous things. So it's like I had to go do something to try to could this thing work? And of course, I and Toast rose into the sky and set off to attack. Yes, single-handedly dropped the fish somewhere anyway. And so here we go. I had a few moments of heroic pugilation where I punched a hole in the blimp, and it met its demise. It broke, it wrinkled up, and fell out of the sky. And of course, spinning newspapers are always nice and alike. So the World Crime League was flummoxed. Toast and I just kind of flew through the city with the accolades of the administration, but of course keeping it discreet. Did I say discreet? So as a fine, they gave us no parade, what have you. We were finished and moved on to R&R, rest and relaxation, and perhaps another adventure.